There was one big banner that said something to the effect of that spoke very specifically about Trump. I don't want to repeat the language that was used there, but very vocal, using their banners and so forth. They've got their flags, and I was just mentioning to my pilot, there are flags that I'm seeing being displayed here that I've never seen before, actually. There's the Mexican flag, and there have been several other flags that are being displayed here, but clearly a demonstration by many people from the Latin community who are very upset about what is taking place.
Yeah, this is the convergence of at least two major protests that were planned for today in response to immigration enforcement over the last couple days across L.A. County. As we stay with Roland Schott here, Roland, you pointed out something that this is the first we've seen in the last, since Friday, really, when this picked up, of protesters actually on the freeway there. CHP has done a really good job of keeping people off that roadway over the last couple days. Unclear what happened here, where the lapse was. Are you seeing law enforcement attempting to get on the freeway at this point? Because there are a lot of unsuspecting drivers, I'm sure, who are now caught up in this, worried for their safety, unknowing when they're going to be able to get out of here.
Right, exactly, and I'm going to use my doubler here, and we're up quite a bit of ways because there is there's a ice airship that's down below us, and we cannot get any closer. So my shot is going to be a little on the grainy side, a little bit on the blurry side. I apologize for that, but yes, we did see a couple of law enforcement vehicles go onto the freeway. They almost had to push themselves onto the freeway. And I don't know where they went after that. I believe that they were CHP vehicles. They could have been LAPD vehicles. But at this point in time, I don't know what the strategy is to try and get these people off the freeway. They may have been going up ahead just to block off traffic and what have you, or to coordinate taking people off the freeway once they get it cleared. We just don't know. But definitely a strategy is going to have to be established here to try and get all these people off the freeway that are backing up traffic. Yeah,
we know earlier they were using non-lethal force, smoke bombs, to try to get people to stay back. And again, we don't know if they're just isolated incidents of people throwing things. A lot of these people just came down to show support and to voice their opinion. But now the crowd has grown. Jonathan, as you said, it was two separate groups that converged, one City Hall, one at the detention center. They came together, and now we're seeing hundreds of people there.
And this is just down the street from the Roybal Federal Building, where a lot of these protests have been happening. This is just about a block down there. That's the intersection of Aliso, that side street there along the 101 freeway, and Alameda, a major roadway here in downtown Los Angeles. And Roland, as we watch, we notice they appear to be mostly LAPD officers. Of course, President Trump had ordered that the California National Guard, up as many as 2,000 troops, would be here to help with these types of situations as their federal immigration enforcement continues. But it appears, have you seen any other agency, or is it just LAPD from what you're seeing?
I've seen primarily LAPD. I think the two law enforcement vehicles that went onto the freeway may have been CHP, but I can't confirm that. But it definitely a very strong and robust presence of LAPD down here right now, providing security, if you will, for this intersection, trying to get people cleared off. Of course, as we just discussed, they declared this an unlawful assembly, so they're trying to push people back away from perhaps the Roybal Center, as you just described, keep them away from this intersection, and provide force protection for any of the ICE immigration officers that may be down here as well.
Yeah, we want to mention, too, that these ICE immigration movements are happening throughout the month. So it's a month-long deployment, and the president's decision to send in the National Guard, that word may have gotten out now, and, more people wanting to show up today after that decision was made by the president yesterday. 2,000 troops is what he is saying. I understand about 300 arrived overnight. They'll be deployed at 3 different areas, but they're not disclosing those right now. So it is something we're expecting. We've seen this ramp up today. We're seeing a lot of flags, a lot of signs, a lot of people out there right now. And we are seeing a little bit of movement there on the freeway, or off the freeway.